I'm bringing you a simple tutorial on Metal Gear Survive. I know a lot of you have already been playing it, but those who are trying to understand a few of the mechanics, especially to this area here, I guess it's like I don't know what your loading screen. To me, it reminds me of the Matrix. You know, they drop you in, so I call it the loading screen. What's what we're gonna call it? The loading screen. All right, so it's pretty easy, right? Whenever you come in after you do one of the missions, all your new gear will be brought here, and you can obviously change your equipment. Right bumpers will let you go through and see what you've got. That's pretty self-explanatory. And just make sure every time you come back, you go to your supply box, because that does the items you get at the end of each mission after the initial reward selection. You get these. Make sure you select them because you get some really good stuff. So that's your first important thing. Make sure you always go to that. So pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. All right. So the next thing, obviously, are these tables, crafting tables, so on and so forth. These are all cool and important, but make sure that you come to this one first. The game doesn't automatically give you food and water, and if you do a lot of stuff like getting beaten up and hit or attacked by the enemies, you won't necessarily know to eat or drink. That's part of one of the menu part here when you go into your personal and you go to your inventory. So you actually got to pause for that. You go to the menu option. You go down to it and you got your water and your food and stuff like that. Well, none of this stuff is in your inventory when you first start your first mission. So that's your step one. You need this stuff. That way when you're, halfway through a match, you will have proper supplies to keep your stamina up so you can run longer, so on and so forth. Because the more you run, you crouch, or even when you're completely prone and you're crawling on the ground, that takes a lot of stamina. That stuff refills it. So pretty simple. All right. Also, your gear workbench, really important. Allows you to repair all your gear, obviously, everything that you got when it comes to your what you're wearing. Also, if you didn't know, you notice my character has color to him. Normally, the cowboy hat thing is vanilla. The scarf is black. His balaclava is normally black. That is, all these colors. These are normally black. These are the mother base fatigues, the best ones you get when you start the game. They're like vanilla, right? Crazy colors. So you just go to customize, and so you can select it, and at the very bottom, color settings. You can change the colors to whatever you want within this little field here. And of course, I got your camo options. This is just like in Metal Gear 5. Of course, down the road, I'm sure it's like in Metal Gear 5. They'll allow you to add in those patterns, so you can make it whatever ridiculous color you want. So pretty cool. You can do that with everything pretty much except for the weapons. So cool. Obviously, you can then craft all these cool apparel items as you unlock them. I haven't gotten many, sadly. Repairing stuff is really important. So next thing is the med. Also, you don't auto get equipped with the healthcare items. So one of your most important one is the septic kit. It only takes like 3 hits from one of those zombies, and you start to become septic. And if you don't use one of these kits, you'll bleed out and die, and quickly. So you need to make sure you make a couple of those, and then equip them. I think you get 1 of each item when you first start. So make sure you have each of those equipped. Very important. All right, and then you've got your gadgets. Now this wasn't explained, so when you start off, you need to come here as well. And you go to each of these stations, but it doesn't tell you how you're able to build in mid-go. There's no tutorial. It doesn't explain to you. They just assume you know. I didn't know that all your defensive equipment is right here in this craft selection section, and you don't have anything. Just like with the food, the water, and the medication stuff, you don't have any of this stuff. So really, you have to play the first mission by yourself and then you get supply drops at the end, and then you'll get all this stuff. Pretty simple. And so you build all these items, right? And you have what you need. You can build anything if you have unlocked it, including grenades, so on and so forth, the gadgets. But these really are the most important. These to me, normal fences, they're the cheapest, they're the best. Well, I mean, the wood's the cheapest, but you get more iron than you get wood in the game if you're smart. Normal fences are the best. You obviously hold down whatever button you would to craft, and as long as you hold it down, it'll keep crafting. So make sure if you want to craft a great mini, that's what you do. You hold down the button. If you just hold it down once, it makes one. So on and so forth. Okay, so that's you got that. You got what you needed. You went ahead. You make all your ammunition over here. Crafting, which is this right here. Make sure you make your ammo, because if you don't make it, you don't have it. You don't just collect it out in the game. You have to make it. So once you got everything you wanted created, crafted, customized, this little box over here, come to it, and then you change your equipment. Alright, so obviously your first one, your primary weapons. I have my taser and my bow, but obviously you can choose the machete if you want. I like the shock rod. And here you can choose any of the big weapons. To me, the bow is the best. It's my opinion. Alright, then you got your secondary weapons. Make sure you upgrade that pistol as soon as you can, because in the easier missions, it's a one-shot kill. No matter where you shoot them. You can shoot them in the foot and the monster thing will die. These, of course, if you use flame arrows or Molotov cocktails, the shotgun will wipe everything out, kind of clean up the mess. Anyway, so there you equip your items there. Make sure that if you want your fences and stuff to be equipped, you have to come to this little section and use your joystick to select what you want. And these top and bottom are your defensive units. So there's your fence, and I just happen to have guns. And then you press right on the gadget slot, and you go with the other one. And then this is your right bumper, and then the bottom one is your R2. And the same thing for that one. That one's L1, that's L2. Make sure you equip one to each button. Otherwise, you're not helping your team. And so many people I've seen who don't realize that in the game, you can't, once you put it up, if you take it down, it dismantles it. It's gone. So I've had players who don't have any of this gear because they're not doing what they're supposed to do, which is researching the game's mechanics. So they just jump in. They'll go over and take down my stuff, I guess for their own supply, and then they can't use it. And they just, not only do they waste the stuff I built, now they don't have a fence up anymore, which means we have less defenses. You only get 6 of each. So make sure when you start a match with anyone, if you're going to play, that you're equipped correctly, because if you're not, you're just a nuisance. Alright, and of course here you can equip your gear. I use this basic stuff. I like it. Makes you faster. Very light gear. I don't use anything heavy. It's all light. And here's when you can equip these like survival gears, and the higher level, the more options you get. So not the first mission. I mean, after you do the first mission, it's when you start getting your cool stuff. So like you get the flame arrow quiver and the heavy arrow, and you get the survival bag. You'll have 3 slots. Equip these. That way, on the fly, you can change between the 3 arrow types. You'll have the option to carry more items that are in the game world, so you can come back and craft more stuff. And then once you level up to level 15, you get your next slot, level 20, so on and so forth. Right? Alright, and then this is where you equip your ammo. Make sure when you make something that you are equipping the ammo after the fact. And here's a nifty little trick. Let's say you don't want normal ammo, but you want more flame arrows, or you want more heavy arrows. You can go to your survival bow, and it innately comes with its own quiver. So you can equip extra fire arrows or extra heavy arrows. So instead of just having 30 or 20, you can have 60 or 40. Now, myself, I carry all 3 because my normal arrows, since my bow is high enough, can still one-shot. so it works out. The heavy arrow over penetrates and will take out, um, more enemies if they're in close proximity. It's pretty cool. All right, so that's my rundown. Obviously, you can manage the possessions from here, everything. You can do it right here if you wanted to, but I like going to each one. You can fine tune. You can obviously have a custom loadout. Let's say this is my bow stealth loadout, and you can have your stupid sledgehammer, shotgun, assault rifle loadout if you wanted to. Obviously, you get the point. Here's your communication settings, and obviously these are the audio cues. So I have the basic ones: cover me, I'll cover you, enemy, put them down, and then you have your your nameplate, which gives you these cool icons up here. That's your basic one. I went with the werewolf. I think it's cool. So, and then your gestures. Obviously, you get a whole selection. Now, if you didn't know how to get to your gestures, it's not. They don't. I guess for the beta, they just didn't want to explain anything. You have to press on the Xbox. It's the options button. This little button right here. So that's on the, if you're holding it left side of the controller, and then you can choose and you just double tap to transmit it. Whichever whichever you have the phrase mapped to. So if it's cover me, you double tap it. And if you want the postures, you press up. Same concept. Whatever it's mapped to, that's how you make it work. Alright, now if you guys wonder what this is nothing. Unless you're in a multiplayer game, this is of no use to you. You just select it, and it sends you back to this menu on your own server or whatever. And you go over here, you're like, why can't I go anywhere? I know it's so silly. Nope, you have to come over here, you select, and then the open events, they just show you really pretty much what is going on. First stuff you see when you log into the game. So, not really important. I mean, unless you just want to know. Of course, this shows you your battle points on the bottom right there, and then everything you've gotten in those supply drops. Pretty cool. And what their value is. And though I don't know why these are here, I guess I haven't received a recipe for this. I think these are what you have to spend in battle points to get them, which obviously as you do multiplayer missions, the more battle points you get. But if you want to start a mission, you right bumper, obviously the first two, easy, normal, and then this is the daily mission. Better rewards, as long as you get up in that S rank, you'll be good. Anywhere from A to S is your best. Anywhere lower, you don't get anything cool. And when you're starting off, guys, I played this same mission 5 or 6 times. It's fun. Each time you play different people. So it kind of plays out differently. Even though it's the same, you can memorize the enemy routines. They just run at you. It's not complicated. Once you get it down, you're working with a good team, you can get S every time. I was getting S every time. It's not hard. My suggestion, these zombies, and I guess when it comes to all genres of zombies, fire kills everything. So kill it with fire. Fire arrows, Molotovs, obviously grenades will do it, but it's no fun. So the fire arrows, shoot that into the middle of them and it will just spread. It'll get you too if you're not careful. But it'll spread and you'll just wipe out those enemies. Really cool, really fun. This game is great and I cannot wait until the actual game comes out. And it's $39. I know there's been some controversy over it because it's called Metal Gear Survive. And yes, I'm a huge fan of Metal Gear Solid. I played every game from the first one all the way into the most recent. But, yes, they probably should just call it Survival or come up with some kind of cheeky name to still reference Metal Gear. I don't know. But it is what it is. It's still a good game. The game mechanics are still based off the 5th game, Phantom Pain. So I think there's still, someone's still paying homage to Hideo Kojima, who is a genius. And I'm really sad that there probably won't be any more Metal Gear games, at least not for a long time. But we got this. I like it. It's decent. It's really fun, actually. It's a survival game that I can get into because I relate with this series. If you relate to Metal Gear and you like it, it's convoluted, it's ridiculous, it's got sci-fi, it's got magic, it's got horror. I mean, it's got everything when it comes to a game, and it touches all those subjects without being stupid. You know, it's feasible within the plot, and I like that. It's just a good series. This isn't Metal Gear Solid, but it's still fun. I still see Metal Gear in it. You got the Walker, stuff like that. So, you know, it's a free beta. Play it. The game is going to be cheap, I guess, because they know that this isn't a full-fledged game. That's fine. I like it. If you don't like it, that's cool. But I'll give my credit of approval, and I'm very particular. And I've been excited to play this game. So, alright guys, thanks for watching, and I hope that my basic tutorial explains stuff to you. Hope it helps, and if it didn't, if you need some clarification, that's fine. You can just let me know. Alright guys, thank you.